Uh-oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is this? Hey, 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 hey. That's
in the heart of the American South. History grows from the roots of tobacco fields and cotton plantations. From colonial ambition to a land shaped by revolution. Southern patriots fought fiercely in the War for Independence. In 1812, Southern ports became battlegrounds as war returned to the American shores. But it was the Civil War that scorched the soul of the South. From Charleston's first cannon blast to the burning of Atlanta to the surrender at Appomattox. The South remembers not just the battles, but the legacy they left behind.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Dixieland History. Today we're out here in my home state of South Carolina doing some detecting. Looking forward to seeing what's out here. I've been out here a couple times, found some Civil War items and other small things that I really can't tell for sure whether it actually came from the Civil War, but it could very well have. I mean, it's definitely old enough. So hopefully we'll find some more good stuff and, you know, out here in the beautiful woods. And all right, we got a decent signal here. 81, 82. 81, 82. Let's see what that's going to be. Oh boy. Wow. Some major roots here. There we go. Whew. Still in the hole. Now it's got a little grunt of iron too. So I don't know what that's going to be. I'll get my shovel to stand up here. All right, got that set up. Let's see. It's down in there. All right, we get it? Oh, we did. Well, I hear it, but I certainly don't see it. Oh, yeah, dude, I feel it now. Get off. 3-ringer. Yep. Got a 3-ringer. I gotta clean it out. See if it's an old spoke base or a star base. Maybe it has a number in it. Anyway, drop 3-ringer. That's what she be. All right, so I got a good signal right here. Almost screwed up. Started digging the hole before I even turned the camera on. So I stopped before. I don't know. I haven't found out what's in here yet, but it's reading real good. 82, 83, sometimes popping up to an 84. So what I was just thinking though, is the reason I forgot to even turn the camera on was for today's history. We'll talk about what happened today. Today, the day that you're seeing this video is November 12th. So we'll go with what happened on November 12th. So on November 12th of 1863, Lieutenant General James Longstreet's Confederate Corps had arrived in Loudon, Tennessee. And why he went there, was to basically fight it out with Major General Burnside from the Union Army and his troops. Everybody was wanting Knoxville, and so the main purpose of Longstreet and his troops were to come down to Loudon, Tennessee, and basically root out the Union, those that have already set up camp and, you know, was trying to take the area over. It ultimately led up to the Battle of Campbell's Station, which I believe was the November 14th through the 16th of 1863. So that was why he came down and you know, like I said, try to get the Union out of there. So we'll go ahead and dig this out and hopefully I find some more stuff so I can continue with the history of November 12th, 1863. If not, well, I just told you a little bit on a teaser, and I guess I'll have to finish it on a different video, but I feel pretty confident I'll find some more stuff. Even if it's trash, I'll still give you the history lesson one way or another. Let's see. It's still in the hole. Okay. You have to excuse me, I don't know what's going on with my nose today, but it wants to act a little funny. There's over here in the wall. Actually, I think I felt it. You got it right there. Yep. Round ball. Like that. That's pretty cool. Actually, wasn't expecting that. You can see it's been fired too. Huh. Well, I'll be, yeah, there you go. Nice little round ball. Well, we'll see what we can find next and get on with the history lesson. We'll see you at the next hole. So here we got a 68, 67. It's touching 70 though. Right by this. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. Roots. Huh. Definitely don't want to mess up whatever's in there. Okay, I'm gonna turn the camera off and work at this because this is going to take me a minute to get around these roots from this little baby tree, and we'll see what we can get out of there. Be right back. We got it opened up pretty good. I do hear it with the pinpointer, and of course it's right under a root. Why wouldn't it be? So we can dig it out. Yeah, it'll be a little pain in the neck. Right there, that root. That's what it's under. I don't even see it. Oh, what was that? Oh, there it is. Ha! I see already what it is. I'll take my glove off for that. Yep, button. Shank intact. Eagle button. Here, I'll get the other camera out so you can get a better view of it. Be right back. Alright, there it is. I haven't cleaned it up yet. I don't have a toothbrush or nothing with me, but that's it. You can clearly see the eagle. And it looks like, yep, general service. Like I said, shank's intact, along with that piece of leaf or whatever, stick, vine, who knows. Anyway, awesome find. I always like finding buttons. Then again, who don't, right? Anyhow, get one more good shot of it. There she is. Let's see what we can come up with next. So, found another target. And this one is a 81, 82, 83. Could be some more lead, but let's go on with our little history lesson as we TikTok. Anyhow, so yeah, when Lieutenant General James Longstreet arrived in Loudon, his forces actually were pretty good size. They consisted of about 12,000 infantry and artillery men, plus an additional 5,000 cavalry. So roughly, so some people think that it might have been somewhere between 13 and 14,000 that he actually arrived with, and of course others are thinking upwards of approximately 17,000. So for argument's sake, we'll say he showed up between 13 and 17,000 Confederate troops, and they came down out of I'm sorry, not Knoxville, but they came up from Chattanooga, Tennessee, where they had been fighting down there. And he came up there to meet up with Bragg, General Bragg. Can't think of his first name. Anyway, General Bragg and his troops. So that was the force that he brought up there with him. Like I said, the infantry, roughly 12,000, cavalry, roughly 5,000. So yeah, that was the size of his troops, or his army that he brought with him. So we'll dig this out and see what it is. Oh, hey. And go on with our story afterwards. Our history lesson. Whew. Well, that's some pretty dirt, ain't it? Oh. Still in the hole. Get leaves out of the way. Let's see what we got. I ain't gonna do nothing with them roots. Over here. Ooh. That's good blaze down in there. Let's get a couple hands of dirt. Oh, got it. Yeah. Got us another 3-ringer. Yep, sure do. How about that? And yeah, I breathe heavy. I'm old and I'm fat. I actually had somebody make a comment on, I believe it was my last long video, talking about how I breathe heavy. Oh, and I smoke too. I'm a truck driver. What do you expect? You know, I do all the bad things. Eat bad food. I smoke. Sit in the truck all day. This is the best exercise I get, really. So, if I breathe heavy, I'm sorry. I don't mean to. It's just how it goes. Anyway, we'll continue on. Okay, got another signal here. 8990. And over here it's a 90, 91. It touched 92 for a split second. So, real quick, I was thinking about it earlier. So, here's a little, I guess, a fun fact, if that's what you want to call it. So, a little fun fact about November 12th. Also, in 1861, the Confederate ship Fingal, I think that's how you pronounce it, Fingal. I do know how to pronounce or spell it. Fingal, Fondle, no, don't fondle the Nitherines. Anyway, the Confederate ship Fingal. So it was the first ship I guess, I mean, that's what it was. It was a cargo ship. What it was a cargo ship full of military supplies for the Confederacy. And the Union started in Charleston and eventually went down the coast all the way to Florida, creating blockades. So that way the Confederate forces could not get supplies from both up in the north, but also later in the war, you know, the Confederacy was working with the UK, France, places like that to try to get certain things, you know, shipped to them to supply and support their cause of the war. But in 1861, they had them up, you know, UK and all that. Europe wasn't involved yet. They knew about it, of course, but they weren't really involved as of yet. Yeah, so it broke through successfully ran a blockage down in Savannah. And that was, like I said, the Confederate ship Fingal. Who names ships in the Navy? I have no idea. I'm retired Army, so I can pick on the Navy. They come up with some really weird names for ships. Anyhow, we'll dig this, like I said, this 9091 out, and let's see what it is. So if there's any of the Navy guys watching my videos, yeah, you know what I'm talking about when I talk about the Navy, and I'm sure you talk about the Army. I think we all talk about the Marines. Let's see, I believe it's still in the hole. Oh, look, it's right under the root. What a shock. But I will say this, I actually have a pretty decent rating when it comes to stuff under roots. I know a lot of guys don't like it. I think I moved it. But I actually do enjoy getting under the roots because it seems like I find better stuff. I don't know why. Hell, one of my coolest three-ringer finds I've ever found was in between two roots, kind of like that button earlier. It was in a V like this, but it was super tight, and I had to get down in there to get it out. It was the only way of doing it. I got it out, and it was two three-ringers that had collided in midair, and they were stuck together, you know, all mangled up. It was actually pretty cool. I was really impressed with that find. Took me forever. I was out with some guys up there in Virginia. They're from Virginia, of course I'm not, and they were with me, and one of them's like, "Man, you ever gonna get that thing out of there?" Well, got it out. And I said, "Man, I don't know. It was getting kind of ridiculous, but I finally did get it out." Oh, is that it? No. Uh-oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is this? Hey. That's a coin. That is a coin. All right, let me get the spray bottle and we'll spray her off, see if we can figure out what it is. Be right back. So I'm not going to put a whole lot of water because I don't know if it's copper or silver. You know, you're not supposed to put water on the copper coins. Yeah, I don't. I tell you what, let me get my glove off here. Sorry, I'm shaking the camera. The only flashlight I got, get my phone out of my pocket here. See if we can see anything. I believe it's copper. Oh. Ooh, I don't see anything. This might be a slick. Huh. I am going to have to let that dry out. I don't see any indication as to what it could be. But I'm going to let it dry out and probably pick at it. And then I'll take a video, probably at the house, with it cleaned up, because I don't have anything out here with me to do it. Really wasn't expecting to find a coin. Actually, I do think I see a bust looking left. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know. I can't tell. Pretty beat up, whatever it is. Might not be anything, might be just a flattened out piece of metal. But anyway, that's it. And we'll take a video of it after I get it cleaned up, whether I can make something out on it or not. All right, so it's been a while since I found anything after I found that coin, or what looks to be the possibility of a coin. And it's getting kind of dark out, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go with what I got today and cut this video a little bit short. Nothing, it won't be too awful bad. I just wanted to go over to excuse me, just kind of wanted to go over though the last little bit of you know, what I was telling you about excuse me, Longstreet coming to because I did get a signal right here, by the way. I'll get that stupid leaf out of the way. 82, 81, 82, right there. But what I wanted to go over, so like I said, Longstreet, you know, was able to root out the little camps that were camped around the Loudon area. And it was basically a race back to Knoxville, whether the Union could get there first or whether the Confederacy could get there first. Had the Confederacy gotten there first, it would have been a better outcome for them, but the Union got there first. So it was a little bit better of an outcome for them at a cost there at Campbell Station. And so I'm gonna read this to you because of course I can't, you know, quite remember all the numbers. But many Union officers were proud of the way that the units executed maneuvering during the battle. The artillery of both sides took a prominent part. Romier's battery fired 429 rounds during the action. The National Park Service estimated that there were about 400 Union and 570 Confederate casualties at Campbell Station. It noted that Burnside's troops won the race for Campbell Station, and that the Knoxville campaign might have ended differently if Longstreet's men had reached there first. Union losses at Campbell Station amounted to 31 killed, 211 wounded, and 76 missing, for a total of 718 casualties. Farrow's division lost 232, White's division, White, that's my last name, lost 63, and I don't know how to pronounce this name, but I'm gonna butcher it, but you can look it up. It's Hartranfts. Hartranft's division, I guess, lost 15. Adding the 120 casualties of Lenore's Station makes 438 federal losses for November 14th through the 16th. Exclusive of the cavalry fighting on the South Bank. McLaws did not report losses, but Jenkins admitted sustaining 174 casualties, of which 124 came from Bratton's brigade. Local inhabitants reported that the Confederates lost 91 killed and 300 wounded, but that is probably an overestimate. So there was, I guess, because you know, if the surviving officers of any battle or skirmish, if they didn't report the casualties, whether it be the wounded, the killed, the MIAs, because a lot of guys on both sides actually went MIA, they deserted. So if they didn't report any of that, there's no way of really knowing exactly how many casualties there were on either side. A lot of your officers were actually pretty good with reporting that stuff. Just, you know, like today's military, I mean, they got to do it. But some of them, you know, if they were killed in action, well, they, you know, they ain't there to get out of the way. They ain't there to give the reports, right? So that's, oh, got it out. Well, that's good. Last one being an easy one. But then, you know, you had some officers on both sides of the military, on both the Confederacy and the Union, buddy, the first time they saw battle, that was it. They were so scared to death, they up and took off. But that's a normal thing. You know, that's human nature. That's happened in the Revolutionary War. you know, that's how General Greene came into leading the Southern Patriots during the Revolutionary War, because the Patriots had lost to having a brain fart. Anyway, lost to the British there in right here in Camden, South Carolina, or right here in South Carolina, but it was in Camden, which isn't too far from where I'm at now, actually. And then, you know, the general for the Patriots, his name's escaping me right now. Anyhow, he got scared and up and ran. He left, deserted his men and everybody. So it happens. You know, again, if they're not around, it is a 3-ringer bullet, by the way. You know, if they're not around to give the casualty report, or just, you know, fail to do so regardless, then, you know, nobody really knows. So, but that's it. That's November 12th, 1863, and a little fun fact of November 12th of 1861. So, but it's getting dark out, and I want to be able to see my way back to the woods, but I'll give the wrap up later on, and once I get everything cleaned up, take a wrap up video and some pictures and, you know, fun little stuff for you to see. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the dig. I had a good time out here. Definitely a good time, you know, giving out some history on here in the South. You know, I think I'm gonna start doing a lot more of these, you know, on this day. And it doesn't have to be the Civil War. I could go with War of 1812 or the Revolutionary War. So, you know, just keep your eyes or your ears open. Anytime you see me post a video, you know that I'm gonna talk about something doing with war here in the South. Anyhow, hold on a minute and we'll switch over. So that was it. That was my last hole. You know, like I said, it's starting to get a little dark out here, and I got to get back through the woods to, you know, get back to my vehicle. I don't want to get lost out here, although I don't think I would. I got a compass, so. But anyway, yeah, that was a little bit of history on November 12th, 1863, dealing with General Longstreet and General Burnside. It's been a long day. Anyhow, so that was a little bit of history on both of them. A little bit about what happened in Loudon, Tennessee, up into Knoxville, Tennessee, which, like I said, stretched all the way up till November 16th of 1863. And then I threw in that little fun fact about the Confederate ship Fingal, or however you pronounce it. You know, you can write it in the comments, but I'm still going to probably pronounce it the same way. But anyway, so a little bit of history on November 12th during the Civil War. And like I was saying before, you know, I think I'm gonna do a little bit more of these. I think these are more fun on this day, blah 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 blah. And I won't just do the Civil War. I will do the War of 1812 and the Revolutionary War. So, you know, keep your ears open if you see, you know, and your eyes, because if you see me post a new video, just know that, hey, I'm out here finding pretty cool stuff, and I'm gonna give a little bit of a history lesson on some war activity here in the South. That's why it's called Dixieland History. So appreciate you watching. Like I said, I'll do a wrap up when I get back to the house, get everything cleaned up and take some pictures and whatnot, so that way hopefully we can make out what that coin was, and you know, hopefully it's something cool, maybe something I ain't never found before. But till then, I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, made it back to the truck, and as you can see, I got a lot of trash, a lot of beer, and lots of 12 Georges, and quite a few of them. I was hoping maybe some of them might have been a Spencer casing, but all right. This thing, whew, boy, that sounded good, and when I reached down in there, I thought I had a breastplate, but I didn't. That was the iron that I dug. Like I said, I ain't filmed none of that, but I should have, I guess, for these two. So those are half horseshoes, and the reason they would make half horseshoes most of the time, not always, because a horse is 1 foot or 1 foot or one leg was injured or maimed in some way, and these would help actually. If you know, the horse could take pressure off of one side. So that's why they made these sometimes, not always, but most of the time. And they even have the nails still in them, so I thought that was pretty cool. That one too. But what you did see was, like I said, possible coin. I do see some green coming out, so I'd say it's copper. I just don't know what yet. It's not quite dry enough. And then the button, the eagle button, general service. That's going to clean up nice. That's going to give some good detail. And one musket ball and 3 3-ringers. Like I said, I'll take some pictures once they're all cleaned up, and hopefully we get an ID off that that round thing. That's what I'm gonna call it for now, a round thing. I'm talking about that one, not this one.